Hello and welcome to the Cove with a brand new series, Surviving Mars Relaunched. Alright, so yeah, I was very lucky in being given a copy of this rather recently, so I thought, well, you know what, it would make for a good series, and since I need a current break from EU4 with a little mishap there, we're going to be going ahead and playing some Surviving Mars. So I'm very keen to see how this goes. Now, this is going to introduce a lot of DLC that I do not currently have in my original version of the game, so it may be a bit of a learning progress, yeah. So, a learning chance. Either way, long story short, we're going to go ahead and jump on in. I think it should be a fair bit of fun, and I guess we're going to explore a whole heap of the new content together. So, I've had a bit of a think as to who we want to be in this one. For today, or well, for this run, I'm thinking we're going to play as Japan. It is a bit harder than we've previously played in previous series. So we'll go ahead and try out that. We do have these wasp drones, which I'm not particularly sure I've ever used before, flying faster and flying drone. We also get an automatic metals extractor that doesn't require a workforce. Very, very tempting for our early game. Rovers cost and weight is reduced by 50%. That will be very good as we help get started. And then exploring sectors grants research points, which is very good. And now one of my favorite things here, all specialists perform better, plus 10% performance. Now admittedly, we do not get as many applicants. That is perfectly fine with me. I think I can live with that. As for our commander profile, I think we're going to go with astrogeologist. I think that sounds rather cool. This is going to mean that we can start with a rare metals deposit revealed, which could be useful with where we set up. An extractor production increased by 10%. That will be very, very good for us. Again, maximizing the productivity of things. Also, I believe we have asteroids which we may need to mine, so that could be very good. And then the bonus tech of deep scanning allows us the scanning of sectors for deep deposits. So we're only going to have to scan once. Be very good. I think it should also help us catch a milestone a lot earlier on. So I think that is going to be what we will run with. As for our mystery, we will leave it at random. Again, there's a lot there. I don't really know. I think we've played the spheres, and I think there might have been... Honestly, I'm not actually sure what the other one was. Oh, the last war. There we go. Those were the two ones that we have seen. So anything else will be fine. No need to pick. The odds are highly probable that we will get something new. As for our founding faction, what do we want to play as? I'm thinking... You know what? Maybe the Enlightenment Initiative. That does sound rather cool. Either that or the Dominion of Mars. Ooh. That's got a cool sounding name. I don't think any of these are going to make that big of a difference. Maybe Prosperity for Mars? Sure, there were Dark Ages and there was modern economy. If not for the funds and materials provided, would we even have a colony? First, we must focus on profits if we want to get anything done. Sure, that is going to be fine. That'll work out well. Rival colonies, we'll leave that to be random. And what else is there? Founding faction. Oh, that's right. Is that what we just picked? Yeah, you know what? That'll be fine. I don't really know how this all works, this founding faction and all these things that they give us or not. Yeah, we're just going to run with it and we'll learn together. As for our colony name, Utopia sounds good, but I think something along the lines of New Cove? Why not? This is the Leviathan Cove anyway, so that will work. Company logo, what do we want? Do we want to maintain Japan, or do we just want to be from Japan and we'll pick something else? What have we got? You know what, I don't mind this one here. Yeah, the final countdown, that looks rather good for a rocket. I reckon that would work out nicely. Alright, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll also go ahead and turn off some of those. Yeah, we'll turn off the hints. We should be able to figure it out fairly straightforwardly. Alright, so, on to the next thing. We've got a pink rocket. Okay, yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to change that. I do have a, so one of the things we do in our runs, we normally name our rockets after a specific theme. We've had ships before, and I think we had, what was it, mythological creatures before that. So still trying to come up with an idea for what we want to name our rockets after. But if you do have any ideas, do leave them in the comment section below. I would, I like to find a cool theme that would work out particularly nicely. Alright, so as for all of these things, what have we got to take with us? I think we'll keep the 15 polymers and machine parts and a couple of electronics. That's always going to be very helpful early on. As for the... we'll definitely want the Explorer for any anomalies. We'll need an RC Commander. That will be very good for some extra drones and things. Though I wonder... Yeah, maybe we go for a transport instead of having two of those. That way we can collect some more resources and just ferry them around a little bit better and save us some of the drone workload. As for everything else, what else have we got? Drone hub, will need that. Fuel refinery, definitely. A moisture vaporator. Stirling generator. Okay. More or less all of the important things that we must start with. Only a couple of orbital probes. Yeah, I guess we'll take the two of them and we'll just see what we can do. Alright, so let's go ahead and move along. And now we have to find ourselves a colony site. So give me a minute here and I'm going to see if I can find something that should work for us this time round. Alrighty, well, I have scrounged the scrounged around the entire map of Mars, or at least a decent portion of it, and I think this is where we're going to go. So, this colony site will give us a challenge of 465%, which is the highest difficulty, or the highest challenge rating for any of these series, and I think it should be rather interesting. So, the good news is about this place is that we do have some decent resources, good metals, decent chunk of concrete, and plenty of water, which is very nice, as that will certainly help us out. Now, on the downside, we do have a couple of threats. A couple of dust devils, that's going to be a thing. Dust storms are going to be particularly troublesome. However, I do think that maybe we could at least use that to our advantage with maybe using some wind turbines. So we'll see how that goes. Meteors are at a 2 out of 4. Not insignificant, but not a huge threat. And then cold waves, which honestly is probably one of my more annoying ones personally, is at a minimum. So I'm happy with this. Now, the altitude is relatively high at 1,033 meters. Our mean temperature is -15, and the topography is steep. So, not necessarily a straightforward place to build, but I think it might create an interesting aesthetic for our colony. So that is what we're going to go with. So, without further ado, let's begin our game.
Welcome to Mars.
Alright, so mission control log number 1. Welcome to Mars. Everybody at Mission Control is impatient to see the rocket touching down and unloading its precious cargo. Our remotely controlled eyes and hands on the red planet, the drones and rovers, our goal is to secure a foothold for humanity by building the first Martian dome. This daunting endeavor will allow the brave pioneers, the founders, to settle on Mars and prove that the colony is sustainable. But until then, we have to make sure that the colony has enough construction resources, water, oxygen, and power. So our sponsor is Japan, our commander profile is astrogeologist. Alrightio, so let's quickly go ahead and hit pause. Now, first things first, obviously they want us to land our rocket, but we need to find a reasonable position to begin. Now, we do start with a couple of anomalies and a concrete, what do we call it? A concrete node. That could be useful. Now, we also do want water and metals as well. So, what I'm thinking we're going to do... Oh, there's a high chance of research in metals. Okay, I think what we'll do is we'll have a quick check around nearby. The rich... What do you call it? The... What do we call them? The rare metals. Thank you very much. Yes, our rare metals, that's shown to us because of the perks that we picked at the very beginning of the game. but we will see how it all goes. Now, I'm aiming to try and find if we can see water nearby. If there's water in this top section of the map, that is where we're going to start, because again, our moisture evaporator, they can definitely work for us, but at the same time too, being able to find a source of untapped water could be particularly helpful, and it is indeed one of our most important resources in the game, and well, it's also a milestone, so finding that early could be good. Okay, so what have we got? High chance of water down here, concrete and metals. Alright, so there's a little bit of water opportunity around there. That could be interesting. What else have we got? Anywhere else? It's just important that we're thorough here, because this is going to change the probability of where we of success. And again, we want the best start possible, because again, we need... Oh, wait a second. I thought I saw water. Yeah, water, rare metals, concrete. That could be very good for us, and we could use the lower section of the map. Okay, so I'm thinking we might end up doing that. Yeah, we might also need to find ourselves... Yeah, we might need to find ourselves an RC dozer. We might need to make a path across to them. Okay, so let's see. We've got only 2 probes to choose from, so we do need to be careful with where we pick. I think we'll run with water. Oh, wait a second. Water, metals, and rare metals. We also do need concrete. I think we'll try here first. So let's... Oh, wait a second. No. Before we do, when we scan a place, we get science points. So we should pick up some technology before I forget. Let's start with the moisture evaporators, just in case, I think. Yeah, that'll be particularly good. Then we'll go ahead and we'll collect drones and rovers. And then maybe we'll go for cheaper refueling. And then the more applicants? I suppose that's not the worst thing for us. Yeah, and then we'll go for amplify. We've already got the deep scanning. That would be very nice. We'll see how that goes. So, fire our first one. We do find water and some decent metals. Alright, that's actually not bad at all. Now comes the next question. Do we want concrete and metals? Let's see, 43%, 94%. I think this second one will be... Yeah, I think this one is going to be the next best. So we'll scan that as well. Oh, and good news for us there. So that gives us an anomaly, a vista, some rare metals, regular metals. Okay, you know what? That's pretty good. All right, so we'll go ahead and quickly get some scanning sorted, since well, we're going to need to figure out what's around us anyway. There we go. So that's 10 of them queued on up. Did we get any research here? Yeah, there we go. We've already got extra science. We'll go ahead and I think we will land... Oh, wait, no, we need concrete. Ooh, dearie me. All right. Concrete, rare metals, concrete metals. We might need to have to wait for a minute. Yeah, okay, you know what? I would rather make this a smart decision. We're going to go ahead and quickly speed through some time a little bit more. What are we at? 2%? Okay, you know what? This might take us a second, so I'm going to go ahead and quickly pause the recording here, and I'll come back when we've figured out what's here. Just that way, yeah, you know, I'm not wasting our time. Okay, so you know what? We're actually not going to quite finish our scanning. I've had a bit of an idea, and I'm not sure how well it'll work, but we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. So just quickly pause time here for a second. What we're going to do is, I think we're going to go ahead and call in a supply pod. Now, it might be a little bit early for such a thing, but we can go ahead and pick up a few more drones. Orbital probes. That would be very good for us. And I think we pick up a second RC... Oh, pardon me. and our second RC commander. What we're going to do is we're probably going to end up using the drones with the RC commander, and we will go ahead and we might be able to do some of the mining, sorry, not mining, but the landscaping to reach those other things. I think a second commander could be useful, so this will cost us a little bit of cash. Nothing too ridiculous, but I think this is going to be the best thing for us. So we'll go ahead and launch. The pod will be here. Oh, you know what? That may not be as long as I thought. Yeah, and then we can maybe scan through some of this a little bit quicker, and then we can land on down. So, yeah, let's make sure we're at maximum speed. We're already 1/5 of the way there. Yeah, those probes will be very, very nice. We can drop down the RC commander. We can salvage a few little more bits and pieces. We've got... what do we have at the moment? Yeah, lots of water, lots of rare metals. Yeah, that'll be good for our economy in the not too distant future, but again, we've got to get started first, and to do that we need concrete, because we are not going to be able to build anything without concrete. So, you know what, I think... oh, well, you know what, we're almost there anyway. We'll quickly jump back in when this supply pod arrives. Okay, and the pod has just arrived. That is what we needed. We're going to go ahead and start scanning. We'll scan the... you know, we're almost finished scanning here. We're not going to waste our progress there. We'll go ahead and we will drop that there. We'll see about maybe the concrete and metals over here. Okay, you know what? That's actually not too bad. That gives us... what is this? That is potential research. Yeah, okay, you know what? This is fine. We can go ahead and build up over here. We've got the autonomous mining machines, so we won't have to worry about having our dome too close to this. But this should give us a pretty good start. Okay, so this is where we're definitely landing. And for good measure, shall we use another probe or two just to see what's around? It's probably advisable. Let's go ahead and we'll see if there's any extra water around. Here, yeah, so there's more water there, and then what do we want? You know what, I guess we'll just save the last couple of probes. Alright, so that'll be fun. Alright, so first things first, we're going to land our rocket ship. We'll probably go about here-ish. Yeah, that should be close enough for us to start working on a few things. Alright, so that's where we'll go there.
Sector scan.
Alright, let's go ahead and slow down our speed. Now we've got a couple more anomalies, which is nice. Research is complete. Oh, of course, because we scanned a few more, we have zipped through some of our science, which is excellent. Transport type rovers. Alright, harvest resources faster and their maximum range is increased by 15. Sorry, maximum storage. That will be very helpful. Let's get that up and running. Soil adaptation for farms for when we do have our dome. That will be necessary. I think, you know, let's drop the optimization for now. The extra power draw might be a little bit too much this early on. We'll also maybe, yeah, drop the live from Mars. We'll go ahead and, yeah, we'll work on refueling the rocket. We'll then work on better transportation. Then we'll work on more applicants before we start working on what we can do with our applicants once they've arrived. Alright, I think that will do nicely. Let's also go ahead and we'll drop our little supply pod down. As I said, an extra RC rover is probably... sorry, an extra commander is probably not too bad. Alrighty-o, so... everybody off the ship and welcome to Mars. Okay, so looks like we've got a pink rocket ship. Does that change at all? No, I guess that's our color scheme, hey? Alright then, well, we'll go ahead and we'll make that a minimum priority refueling just in case we ever build some more things up. And I guess we should start getting started. So, a few things to note. This is slightly different from the base game. They have definitely cleaned up the UI here, which I do particularly like. One of the main things that I find very helpful here is the power cables and the pipes, track and salvage. again, I haven't used the trains, but having these two around are going to be particularly good. So, first things first, we should probably build up some storage. That will be rather necessary. We'll go ahead and we'll just drop that up over here out of the way. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll do that. Let's also go ahead and build a... No, we'll build a concrete depot not too far from all of that. We'll also go ahead and we'll need... Let's see, storage? No, we'll have a large dumping site. We'll need that for the concrete. We'll pop that back there. And that should be the first couple of things. Those drones are going to need to unpack what's inside our rocket. So we don't need to get too overzealous at the moment. Alright, so we need to start doing some collections. Let's take our RC transport. We'll go ahead and we will find a whole bunch of metals and things. Yeah. Let's go ahead and collect all 3 of these. Yeah, we'll see if that will work. We'll collect everything we can. We'll go ahead and we'll drop those up over there at the main... Oh, whoopsie daisies, at the main drop-off point. So let's move you there. Everything. And up over here. Alright, so that's the RC transport sorted. Now we need our explorer. We have some anomalies to scan. So let's go ahead and queue up what we have found. All of those will do nicely. And what else do we want? We should probably go ahead and salvage this. That'll give us some extra metals. Our drones are going to be a little bit busy for the moment. Yeah, they're just going ahead and... What are you doing? Oh, you're creating a large dumping site, are you? Alright, well, that's fine. We'll work on that. Alright. So we've got all that sorted. Anything else we need to know? Oh, actually, that's rather nice. The map overview telling us where we've got deposits and things found. That's very useful for making sure we've collected everything off the map. What else have we got here? Research, that's not changing. The resupply, we've already gone ahead and visited that. We only have the 1 rocket for the moment. We'll definitely work on things over time. And politics. So this is one of the new things incorporated into the relaunched edition. We've got politics here, so it's going to be a little bit interesting. I haven't really had any time to play around with this. I booted up a practice thing just to see what the UI went through. I didn't even build a dome. All that I tried out was more or less the tutorial. So yeah, this is the new stuff. So I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work, but clearly we do not have a controlling majority in the Earth Council. Okay, it does look like we can appease some of these other people by having populated domes, sensor towers, building, what's that? Rare metal extractors, economy and industry laws. Alright, so there's going to be a whole different way of kind of persuading the vote, I would guess. We can't do that for a while. We've got... what do we have here? Well, we've got something. Does it look like we can maybe do some stuff for research, extra applicants, funding, that could be good. Bonus research, also rather nice. Alright, but either way, we'll get to that when we get to it. And then, of course, we will have our planetary missions, but we are nowhere near ready to start investigating such things. So, with everybody now kind of sorted for a little bit, let's go ahead and start working on the basics. So, first things first, we're going to need some production. Let's get our concrete extractor to start doing what we need. We'll bring you... Yeah, we'll bring you over here. Actually, no, we'll keep you somewhat out of the way. That should be okay. That'll be necessary. We have, oh yes, our automatic metals extractor. So that'll cost us some gears for maintenance. Consumption's not bad. So yeah, fully automated facility. Fantastic. So we'll definitely work on that at some point. But again, too far from our drones right now. And we don't have the resources to really maintain that, so we'll leave that be for the moment. We will build up a refinery. I think we'll probably end up keeping our rocket somewhere around here. So let's go. Let's keep you relatively... Oh, wait a second. No. Before I forget, we're going to have some dust contamination and things like that. So we'll let this finish and then we'll build it outside just so we're not paying excess maintenance. I think... Yeah, we'll try and tap into some of our water as well. We'll need our water extractor. We'll keep that, again, as far away as possible so we're not contaminating anything extra. Let's go... Yeah, let's go about there. We'll need a water tower. Do we want to do this near... we're going to have to figure out a few things, but I think... Well, we're going to have to put it somewhere, but again, we'll just quickly figure out all of this. We'll also go ahead and we'll need some power as well. We'll use our Stirling generator for the early game. I'm thinking, what is it? If we're going to have a small dome somewhere around here, yeah, we'll put the landing pad up there. Maybe we can set this up to be our power sector for the next little bit. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll plug you in about...
A building has stopped working.
There. Yeah, I think that's good enough for now. We'll keep that turned off because there's nothing we can do there. We do need power cables and everything, which we can now go ahead and start queuing on up. We'll go ahead and... Yeah, we'll tie those together. We'll go ahead and we will run a main cable through... Maybe we run through this way? Yeah, I think that seems alright. Yeah, we're going to try and keep this somewhat neat as we get started. We can go ahead and build up a... Where is this? Actually, you know what? We'll just go ahead and let this get started. But what we will need, we'll definitely need a power accumulator at some point. We might need some wind turbines or some large solar panels.
Research complete.
But again, we've got limited resources early, so we do need to be careful. All right, anomaly
We've collected
analyzed.
valuable geographic data at the site of the anomaly.
Okay, so we've collected valuable geographic data at the site of the anomaly. Analysts of the crust yielded rare insights on the geological history of Mars, especially about the ancient Thekian period, in which volcanic activity released immense amounts of sulfur dioxide in the atmosphere. Several key hypotheses of the exogeologists were confirmed by our findings. So the scientific community praised our findings, raising the status of our mission in the eyes of humanity. Our sponsor committed additional funds to the mission. So here comes the question. Do we boost up our water? Do we get some extra drone hub prefabs or get the funding? I think... Well, we are on a very barren planet. We're going to need a lot of water, and we have a very low grade of water. So I think we're going to go ahead and pick up the moisture evaporator prefabrications. That will be very, very useful for maintaining all of the, creating fuel and, of course, sustaining our population when we do bring them around to the planet. All right, you guys are still busy. We're going to leave you be for the next little bit. Our RC transport's busy collecting everything that it can. That is good to know. Where is it? Yeah, alright, so you've got another task. I think that's this one here. Alright, how are we doing on the scanning? Still doing pretty good. Alright. Well, do we want to start scanning off to the left or start scanning off to the right? I think if anything, we're probably going to start working our way to the right-hand side, just given the topography that we've got. So we'll let that be. And then... yeah, I think we'll see what we can manage. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on. We do have power. That's going to be necessary to start building up our concrete. We do get 26.4 production per sol. I believe it's normally about 20 per sol from the base tutorial and whatnot. So yeah, we're looking at a nice healthy boost there, which I'm not too sad at. But again, that's why we picked that extra 10% of in our mission profiles to make this as good as possible. All right, you're still up and running. We need, oh, you know what? We're going to need a drone hub. Let's go ahead and, do we put this dead center or do we shuffle this off to the side? I think we'll place you somewhat back here. That should be able to reach everything that we need for the moment. Yeah, and then anything else we should be able to manage with our with our commanders. So that should be good. Anything else we want to do? Not right now. So yeah, this is going to be this is probably where we're going to leave things for the moment. We'll do a double episode as this is the beginning of a new series. I do like to do a double episode for the first day. So an hour from when this is uploaded, there will be a second episode where we'll get to investigate the planet a little bit more and hopefully be able to build our first dome and start seeing exactly what is around us and what we're going to need to do to work with the other factions around here. So if you do want to see that, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning into the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.